Hello, class. Good morning. My name is Mrs. Castellano. I will be your history teacher today. To start off with, we are going to learn about the Spanish Renaissance. Just to get things started, I was wondering if you guys have any questions about the Spanish Renaissance that you want answered by me, your teacher, Mrs. Castellano.
Oh, how many plays did they make?
So many new plays. So many.
Miss Castellano, can you tell me about the marriage between Ferdinand and Isabella?
That is a wonderful question. Thank you so much for asking. So first of all, Ferdinand and Isabella united Spain under one singular power. They also conquered new territories to expand Spain. They wanted to ensure Christian purity. They were a big fan of the Christian religion. This also dictated the plays that were being done. A lot of them were religious plays due to laws that Ferdinand and Isabella passed. The Spanish Inquisition was established in 1478 by Ferdinand and Isabella, and that went on to be a big part of Spain's history.
Okay, what about the costumes?
Miss Castellano?
Ah, yes, costumes. Costumes were actually a very big part of the Spanish Renaissance. Many actors provided their own costumes unless their contracts specified an allowance for them. Expensive contemporary clothing was used, especially silk and velvet. Women were restricted to one costume per play because their costumes were so extravagant.
Okay, what about the sets? Because I would really like to be on one of those sets.
Great. To get on the technical side of things, set design in the Spanish Renaissance was very interesting. The first public theater was built in 1574 by an Italian architect by the name of Bellini. They were raised platforms and stages built in courtyards. There was no permanent facade at all. They were completely unroofed, and there was no proscenium arch. Spectators stood in patios or sat in galleries or boxes. The men and the women were actually segregated, so they weren't able to watch the shows together because the men would get so rowdy that they would end up raping or harming women in the process. These public theaters with their raised platforms and stages were called corrales.
Miss Castellano, what about the life of an actor? What was that about? Can you tell me the details about that?
Thank you so much for that thought-provoking question. First of all, playwrights were paid more than actors. They were more renowned in society. Actors were tolerated in society so long as they obeyed religious rules that were set under Ferdinand and Isabella. There were 16 to 20 actors per company. Companies performed 60 plays in repertory. That means that they had 60 plays in their arsenal to be pulled out at any time. There were men, women, and apprentices in these companies that all performed and were a part of the company. And there were salaried actors who were paid by the day. Not part of the company per se, but they were paid in place if they needed a replacement or something like that.
Were there any women?
Women were finally permitted in theater in 1587, but only if their husbands or fathers were already in the company. They could not join on their own. Women had to sing and dance in musical portions of the plays that were put on in the Spanish Renaissance. Basically just there for entertainment and to look pretty.
Miss Castellano, can you tell me if there were any major themes in any of the plays? Was there one? Was there two? Was there three? Elaborate, please.
Thank you for your question. I appreciate it. So for honor as a theme, the Reconquista had a huge impact on Spanish society and dramas. It created this culture of strong military commitment, so much so that men became obsessed with chivalric honor. So it got to the point where honor was such a major theme that it even discouraged other motifs from being explored. To this effect, it was a huge theme in all of Spanish dramas, but especially in cape and sword plays. Can I answer any other questions?
Miss Castellano, can you tell me about Cape and Sword? Because it sounds very interesting. I would like to know about it. What is it? What was it? What was it about?
Cape and sword plays, one of my favorite topics. They were brought into popularity mostly by Pedro Calderón de la Barca. They were upper middle class manners that explored the upper middle class society of normal, regular, everyday people. The name derives from cloak and sword dress that was very popular during the time of the Spanish Renaissance. It was everyday wear. So the costumes on stage were actually just people dressing like people at that time. Popularity of cape and sword plays were established primarily by two authors, Lope de Vega and Tirso de Molina. These plays were extremely complicated. They dealt with issues of love. We see two lovers who are often mirrored by their servants, their actions mirrored. And a lot of times the play deals with issues of honor. Men not being honorable, their honor being mistaken. But in the end, these plays usually ended with several happy marriages. Does that make sense to everyone? Cool. On to the next topic.
Okay, what's comedia?
Great question. Comedias! They were full-length plays, often had to do with comedy of manners. There were plays about saints, mythological plays. They could be relatively short for the time, still at least 2 acts. There were stereotypical stock characters. There was always a gentleman, a lady's maid, and a simpleton. Performances began with a prologue and then included singing and dancing and interludes in between acts.
Miss Castellano, okay, this is my last question, I promise. Who is Lope de Vega and Miguel Cervantes? They sound like very interesting people.
Ooh, Lope de Vega, this one's important. Lope de Vega was born Lope Felix de Vega Carpillo. He was one of the most prevalent cape and sword authors in the Spanish Renaissance. He was the author of around 8 to 100 plays and several hundred other shorter dramatic pieces. Of these 1,800 plays, 431 are still in existence, and about 50 of his shorter pieces we have access to as well. He was taught Latin and Castilian by Vicente Espinel, and he went on the next year to a Jesuit university where he learned about the rudiments of humanity. He was a very, very passionate person who took on many lovers and wives. He was very flamboyant in his personal life, which is actually mirrored in his plays. In 1610, Lope de Vega entered a period where he wrote primarily religious plays due to severe losses and despair in his personal life. Everyone good on that? Awesome, let's move on. One of the most famous plays of the Spanish Renaissance was La Dama Boba, or The Lady Nitwit, by Mr. Lope de Vega. Let's go ahead and watch a scene from a recent production of La Dama Boba. De suerte te has engreído, que te voy desconociendo.
De que eso digas me ofendo. Yo soy la que siempre he sido.
Yo te vi menos discreta.
Y yo más segura a ti.
¿Quién te va trocando así? ¿Quién te da lisión secreta? Otra memoria es la tuya. ¿Tomaste la anacardiana?
Ni de Ana, ni Catalina he tomado lisión suya. Aquello que ser solía soy porque solo he mudado un poco de más cuidado.
¿No sabes qué es prenda mía, Laurencio?
¿Quién te empeñó a Lorenzo?
¡Amor!
¿A fe? Pues yo lo desempeñé.
Quitarete 2000 vidas, boba chichosa.
No creas que si a Laurencio deseas, de Laurencio te dividas. En mi vida supe más de lo que él me ha dicho a mí.
Muy aprovechada estás. Más de hoy, más no ha desperté por el pensamiento.
¿Quién?
Laurencio.
Dices muy bien. No volverás a quejarte.
Sí, los ojos puso en ti. Quítalos luego.
Que sea como tú quieres.
Finea, Déjame a Laurencio a mí. Marido tienes.
Yo creo que no riñamos las dos.
Quédate con Dios.
Adiós. ¿En qué confusión me veo? ¿Hay mujer más desdichada? Todos dan en perseguirme.
Detente en punto firme, veloz y airada, que ya parece que quieres.
No esperes, Lorenzo. Verme jamás. Todos me riñen por ti.
Pues, ¿qué te han dicho de mí?
Eso ahora lo sabrás. ¿Dónde está mi pensamiento?
Tu pensamiento.
Sí,
En ti, porque si estuviera en mí ya estuvieras más contento.
¿vesle tú?
Yo no, jamás.
Mi hermana me dijo aquí que no has de pasarme a mí por el pensamiento, más por eso allá te desvía y no me pasas por él.
Piensa que yo estoy en él y echarme fuera quería.
Tras esto dice que en mí pusiste los ojos.
Dice verdad. No lo contradice el alma que vive en ti.
Pues tú me has de quitar luego los ojos que me pusiste.
¿Cómo? Si en amor consiste.
Que me los quites de ruego, con ese lincio de aquí, si yo los tengo en mis ojos.
No más cesen los ojos.
¿No están en mis ojos?
Sí,
Pues limpia y quita los tuyos, que no han de estar los míos.
qué gracioso estuviera.
Pon los anice en los suyos.
Ya te limpió con el linezo.
¿Quitástelos?
¿No los ves?
Laurencio, no se lo des, que a sentir penas con eso. Pues más hay, que el padre mío bravamente se ha enojado del abrazo que me has dado.
¿Cómo ha de ser?
Siendo, presto, ¿no sabes desabrazar?
El abrazo derecho alce. Tienes razón, ya me acuerdo. Y ahora alzaré izquierdo y el abrazo desharé.
¿Estoy ya desabrazada?
¿No lo ves?
Y yo también.
Huélgome, ni sé también, que ya no me dirás nada. Ya Laurencio no me pasa por el pensamiento a mí, y a los ojos le volví, pues que contigo se casa. En el lienzo lo llevo y ya me ha desbrazado.
Tú sabrás lo que está pasando. Camarata Risa.
Aquí no. Vamos los dos al jardín que tengo bien. Riñamos.
Donde tú quisieras, vamos.
Ella que se lleva, en fin, ¿qué es esto que me da pena de que se vaya con él? Estoy por irme tras. ¿Qué es esto que me enajena de mi propia libertad? No me hallo sin Lorenzo. Mi padre es este silencio. Calla lengua, ojos, hablad.
Zarabandas! These were the dances performed in the zarzuelas, or musical plays, that happened during the Spanish Renaissance.
Did the theaters ever close?
Unfortunately, class, theaters did close from 1646 to 1651, with the exception of Companies of the Road. Financial resources were just depleted, there were wars and plagues going on, and theater, quite frankly, was the least of their concerns at this time. Boo.
Hi, class. I hope you enjoyed this fun-filled day of learning. I'll see you back at school when this juice cleanse is over and I can finally get off the toilet.